Should we add that in
Very funny.
to the audience that you just press play because you're like, blah, blah. Put that.
First of all, it did not sound like that.
It sounded
Second
kind
of all,
like
everyone burps.
That was
so
that
move
was a man
on.
burp right there.
You're a man
that was
burp.
from your
move
chest.
On.
That was coming out of your chest.
Oh,
this is probably in the bloopers anyway.
Shut up.
So you know, Michael Phelps.
If
you're watching, Michael, if you're watching, Michael, the Lexus RX, don't sit in the back seat, okay? If you're watching.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Idiot.
That was a real-time Lexus safety right there.
Yeah, a dude literally just pulled right on, like 5 feet out in front of me.
In a giant dually
In a giant truck. So this week on the YouTube channel, we are reviewing the Lexus 450
RX.
The Lexus RX 450 H Plus.
You had one job to do. To introduce
But it's so many things.
I let you introduce it and this is what happens.
And watch and see what we think.
Oh God.
Lexus RX 450 H Plus.
Very good.
It's a PHEV.
It's PHEV.
And she's a beaut. So the front end is like so big and fat. I love this. Like it makes it look like really tough. Like
you're a fan of the Lexus grill.
I am. I love a fat grill. Like I love a big tough fat grill. And I love how I don't know, like how tall the front end is. You know what I mean? It doesn't come to a point or whatever. Like it's very tall. I like that. I like the nori green. You said that's like a popular. I really like it. And like in the sun, it's like super shiny and has all different like flecks in it. It's lovely.
It's nori green pearl.
I love the wheels.
Yeah, I think these are the 21-inch optional wheels.
They're nice. I like all the little tiny spokes or whatever. Like there's a lot of little guys, you know?
There's a lot of little guys.
Do you know what I mean? Instead of the cars that have the big fat ones.
Yeah.
I like that. Oh, I like the little side. Can we look at the little, it goes all the way to the back?
Oh.
Like that's cool. Like the black and the, like I like that. I like how it's got the stripe that goes all the way to the back.
The
I think that's
floating
cool.
roof.
Is that what it is?
Well, it's to make the roof look like it's floating, the painted parts.
Okay, well I've never thought that, but it looks really cool. And I don't love the back end. I like the front end better than the back end, but I like the back end. It's pretty cool looking. It's just kind of like plain, a little plain to me or something. I don't know. I don't love this part of it.
You don't like the light bar?
Uh-uh.
Oh, it's like Lexus's new thing.
Yeah, I don't love it. I think maybe it's the way it like swope. It's like too slopey here.
I love a good light bar.
You are a light bar.
I'm not a light bar. I'm a fat bar.
It's too slope. It's too slope. I don't like the slope.
Yeah.
Like I want this to be straighter. I want this to look more like the front.
You want it to look more like the Lexus GX.
Yeah. Oh, is that what I want?
Yeah.
A big box. Yeah, that is what I want.
Yeah, that is the one.
That is what I want. You want to do cargo space while we're back here?
I mean, might as well now.
Does she open?
Of course, this is loaded.
It best be. Oh, you haven't told me how much it costs yet.
Well, we'll get to that in the interior, maybe.
Okay.
Yikes.
So there's a lot of space back here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this thing. What is this?
Cargo cover.
No. There's a lot of space though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
30 cubic feet.
30?
Yeah.
Is that good for this class of car?
It's okay.
Now, what is this? This is a hybrid. Not a hybrid. This is a crossover.
Crossover.
It's like a car because it's only got 2 rows, but it's like.
Yeah, it's like a
fat
midsize.
car.
Yeah, it's not much different than Ella's RAV4.
That's what I was gonna say. So it is a car.
Yeah, but they've prioritized rear seat space and sacrificed a little cargo.
Oh, okay. But it's a lot. There's
Ella's
a lot of space
RAV4
back here.
has more cargo but less rear seat room.
Oh, I haven't sat in the back yet. Are we gonna see what that looks like?
Well, yeah, eventually.
Yeah. So 30 cubic feet?
Yeah.
That's pretty good, right?
It's not bad.
Yeah, I like it. I can fit back here comfy.
All right, so I know I'm not the target market for this particular vehicle, but from a styling standpoint, I know a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with the new RX front end. I don't mind it all that much, to be honest with you. I think it looks okay. I think the Nori Green helps. I'm a huge fan of Nori Green Pearl. We both have really talked about getting a Lexus GX down the road after it's been out a year or two. Absolutely would want to get one of those in Nori Green. I think it looks fantastic. So the fact that this is Nori Green definitely
What
helps.
does the pearl part mean?
It's the metallic, I think,
Oh.
flake, you know, kind of that reflective property to it.
Got
So it just looks really, really good. These wheels look good. So my personal opinion of the Lexus RX styling is that I think it looks fine. Like I like it okay. It's definitely conservative. Like they're staying within that sort of Lexus RX lineage. And if you're new to, well, luxury crossovers, the Lexus RX was actually the very first luxury crossover vehicle. Like luxury crossovers didn't even exist until Lexus made the RX back in the early 2000s. I think it came out as like a 99 model or 2000. I'll put it on screen, but like this is the very first. So it's definitely got kind of a history that you would say, and they're kind of trying to stay close to that with the styling. So not, you know, my favorite looking vehicle in the world, but I definitely think it is a good looking Lexus RX. All right, so under the hood, you have Toyota and Lexus's familiar plug-in hybrid system. I'm surprised you didn't make fun of me more for that one.
Well, I'm more
Like,
making fun of you the way you make fun of yourself.
Oh, yes.
You do
well,
that every single time.
What?
No,
Well, yeah, I don't
Like
know
it
why I
wasn't-
stammered over that like that badly. So this is the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder with the electric motor. It's got an electric motor in the rear for all-wheel drive. It's running through a CVT automatic transmission, and it's obviously got a very large battery pack, a lithium-ion pack, because it's a plug-in hybrid. Now, what does all that mean? It means you get just over 300 horsepower in this, which is pretty good, actually. This is not a slow crossover. In hybrid mode with enough battery charge, you drop the hammer on this thing and it'll move. You're at 0 to 60 in like 6 seconds or so, which is good for a vehicle of this size. Also, because it's a plug-in hybrid, you can plug it in at home and you get about, well, Lexus claims like 37 miles of EV range. Now, we had some cold weather. We were seeing somewhere around the 30 to 35 range, depending on how cold it was overnight. That's still good. The RAV4 Prime gets like 40, 41, something like that. So this is up there. It's a bigger, heavier vehicle with more luxurious features. So, you know, you'd expect it to be a little bit lower, but it's still a lot for your day-to-day commuting. In regular hybrid mode, you're getting kind of in the mid-30s. So all combined together, that's a pretty good average if you charge this up every night. Oh, and on the topic of charging, if you plug into a 240, I think it takes about 2.5 hours to fully charge the battery. And I tried that picking Hallie up from volleyball one day while she was at practice. I plugged it in and I got almost an entire charge during her practice time. So that seems pretty legit. At home though, on a 120, it's gonna take you more like 12 hours because it'll recharge
So
very
would you want
slowly.
to have a 240 installed?
Yeah, if you have a
this car?
240 installed at home, which if you're into PHEVs or EVs like we are, we love PHEVs, and we're definitely not opposed to EVs, you would want to have a 240 at home. So if you have a 240 at home, not only can you charge this super quick overnight, but you would have this thing charged up pretty much every time you stop and have it sitting in the driveway, like on your weekend errands and stuff like that. So that makes this a very, very convenient vehicle to drive with great fuel economy and something that can be in EV mode a lot more often than you might think. So in the cargo area, as I mentioned, you get, it's almost 30 cubic feet.
And you make the cargo area look way smaller than it is.
Yes,
by the way.
well, at almost
You're not a good
6.5 feet
advertiser.
tall, yeah, to kind of show the cargo space relative to a very tall person. It's almost 30 cubic feet. That's not bad. However, is that enough for your like only family vehicle? That's debatable. One of the things that I mentioned while you were, looking at the cargo space is that this is sort of approximately the size of a RAV4. So we have a RAV4 that Ella drives, and this is approximately the same size. But whereas the RAV4 sort of prioritizes that cargo space and has more of that squared off back end, so it has more than 30 cubic feet, this gives you a little bit more rear seat room and leg room. So this only has 30 cubic feet, but you are able to fit in this a little bit easier, which we'll show you guys when I sit behind myself, okay? And we'll show you that like even someone of my size, just over 6'5", can sit behind themselves, not super comfortably, but you can. Now, in terms of space, I think the only drawback here in the cargo area is going to be that sloping rear
Yeah, that's what I
roof
didn't
line.
like.
Yeah, like it eats into that cargo space for the style of the Lexus RX. So again, if this is your only family vehicle and you're going to be packing this thing full all the time, you're probably going to be a little bit more compromised. I would think about stepping up to the Lexus TX if you want to prioritize cargo space. Stay tuned, hopefully get one of those on the channel shortly.
Okay, so this is the Lexus RX.
450.
450.
H.
Plus. PHEV.
PHEV.
Got it. It's nice and concise. I like it. This is actually my very first time driving it.
Yeah, you literally have not even been in this car.
I've ridden in it a little bit, but I've never driven it. So this is an actual like
cold turkey.
Yeah, like like in real time. That's what I'm looking for. This is the actual real time thoughts. So first of all, I love the way the car looks. It feels luxurious. It feels like a Lexus. Everything you touch is luxurious. It's lovely. The drive is lovely. I mean, I've only gone
50 feet.
No, I've gone more than 50 feet. I don't need your sass. But it drives lovely. It brakes very smooth. I love, how I love a smooth gas, a smooth brake. This has that. Like, there's no jerking at all or whatever. So I do love that. Oh, they're so old and cute. And they have a dog in the back. Sorry, I got distracted.
Yeah, let's stay focused.
So I really like the way it drives. And it like,
well, this is
it's a little slow on the gas.
Well, no, because it's in EV mode.
Oh, got it. So
in hybrid mode, this is the fastest one.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. And I love a good PHEV. That's my kind of car. Great gas mileage, but you don't worry about getting stranded. I hate the Sky.
The gear shift.
Yes,
which can never remember what a gear shift is called.
I don't know. I don't have that part of my brain.
The gear shift part of your brain.
Yeah, because it's just like not been necessary.
Because
because you push forward to reverse and you push back to drive, and that doesn't make any sense to me. So I have to look at it and think. I want one that's like intuitive, and this one is not intuitive to me.
You don't like this in any Lexus.
I don't like this ever.
Yeah.
Because it does not make sense. Why would I push the gear shift forward to reverse?
It's a motorsports thing.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But I'm not I'm driving a Lexus. I don't 4 RX, whatever. I do not like that. I also do not like the door handles because I literally cannot get in and out of this car. I know that sounds ridiculous, but they're just not user friendly.
You really don't like the door handles.
And it's not just me. We took a friend home the other day, and she was a grown adult, and she was in the back seat, and she was like, "How do I get out of this car?" And I'm like, "Thank you, exactly." Hallie hates it.
I don't understand why they have to make the door handles like that. They're the worst door handles ever. Just do it normal. It's not that hard. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Literally, everybody who rides in these cars, they're like, "How do I get out?"
Yeah, she actually was trapped in the back.
Yes, so that is really true, and I do not like that at all. But the drive, it's really lovely. It really, really is lovely.
You've been really loving lovely lately.
As like a word.
Yeah.
But what's wrong? Because it's a great word to me. It's smooth. The brakes perfectly. The heads-up display is nice.
It does have a nice heads-up.
Yeah, it's got I don't know what that little symbol means, but I mean, it looks great. Does it have
so descriptive?
Well, but you always tell me that we're not talking about the interior, the exterior now.
Well, we're not focusing on the driving.
So I said it looks great. I've told you it drives very well. It brakes. Do you feel that? So smooth. It's got a very smooth brake, don't you think?
Yeah. No, I mean it's.
And this is the first time I've driven it. So some cars they take a little getting used to, and then you're like, oh, now I can make it smooth. This is very immediately smooth gas, smooth brake. No break in period.
What about the ride?
It's
because we're on a terrible road right now.
We are on a terrible. I was just thinking that. Well, the seat's very comfortable, so I do think that helps.
These seats are exceptional.
The seats are exceptional, and they adjust. When I first got in, I like when seats adjust exactly how you want it.
Yeah.
I feel like I was able to get the seat just perfect. It's a little bouncy.
It's a little soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but nothing that I would. Whoa.
Whoa.
Idiot.
That was a real-time Lexus safety right there.
Yeah, a dude literally just pulled right on 5 feet out in front of me.
In a giant dually
In a giant truck.
Yeah. Good job, Lexus and Megan.
I was gonna say, good job, me.
Lexus and Megan working together.
I'm always focused.
Yeah.
So now I'm just distracted and when I honked at him, he just looked at me I
know, he just looked at us
what I do. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I almost killed you all.
No, sorry. What?
It's
a little bouncy. It's a little bouncy.
Because
and you can kind of see us but this is a terrible road. So I did not notice I didn't notice that until we were on this road. Like on the last road we were on, I didn't think about it. So I don't know. I don't think it's a deal breaker. Oh, I can't wait till we talk about the interior.
Yeah. Save it.
I'm saving
Wait
it.
for
I'm saving it. But back there in that real-time situation where I had to slam my brakes on, it was very smooth, didn't you think?
Yeah, I'm actually impressed
Yeah.
that the car...
And it reacted like it was very...
Yeah, it didn't freak out
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, and some cars do that. Like they'll
Right.
all the sensors will go off, and it did not do that at all. The
Yeah.
brake felt very like calm, like it
Right.
braked very quickly, but like in a calm manner where we weren't like.
But I think
jumping
it
around.
notified you in the gauge cluster. But
Oh, did it?
Yeah, but you braked. It didn't send off like every warning.
Oh, because I had braked. If I hadn't
Yeah.
have braked, maybe it would have or
Exactly.
whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
but that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
I
was
like that.
impressive.
Yeah,
Good job, Lexus.
yeah, and good job, Megan.
And good
How
job,
about
Mike. We're still here. We're still here. This review
And in one
continues.
piece. That's
Yeah.
great. The review can go on.
The review is still going. So I guess we'll get to my driving part
Okay.
right now. So you are right. This thing rides.
You could say that
Uh,
over and over again.
What? You're right.
Yeah. Just,
No, the ride on this thing is great. My complaint, as sort of the more enthusiast side of things, is that it is a little bit soft. It never quite settles down over
it's a little hard to hold
terrible.
this camera still.
Yeah, well, we're not even on terrible pavement, so if you're having trouble right now, that's not good. But over terrible pavement, like the road we're about to go on, because we're just doing a loop today, because we got to hurry. It's always moving. It's never uncomfortable. Obviously, it's too soft. It's too cushy. It needs to just hold the body a little more still. Is that going to be a deal breaker for your average Lexus customer? I highly doubt it. I don't think so. If you want a nice cushy ride, for example, would it be a deal breaker for us? I don't think so. Like, this is a great car and has many positive qualities. We're in full EV mode, which is fantastic. This is, by the way, I did mention this while you were driving, this is the fastest version of the Lexus RX. You can get the 500 hybrid assist that has like the more sporty model, but in testing, Motor Trend and some magazines found that this is actually just as fast, if not slightly quicker, to 60 because of that bigger hybrid boost you get from the electric motors. So this thing in a straight line is not slow. In hybrid mode, it's quite fast, and in hybrid mode, you're returning, well, let's say upper 30s, but if you have this in EV a lot, like if you charge it at home, you're going to be getting really good gas mileage because this has 30 something miles. Well, we probably already talked about that a little bit in the engine portion, but you're using that around town. And then like when I went to get you guys at the airport, I had to pick you and a friend up, I was easily getting mid 30s thanks to that EV range at the start. So this is a very fuel efficient. Now, couple negatives about the drive, because I'm going to be the more critical one. It's boring to drive. Like, nothing stands out. Like, this is very much like kind of that appliance type of drive. It's doing its thing incredibly well. It's very comfortable. The seat, for example, the seat is exceptional. Like, the seat is incredibly comfortable. You get fantastic lumbar support. But the driving experience itself, that's what I'm here for, the enthusiast perspective, right? You're here for the everyday
Yeah, but
person.
I don't think it's boring.
No, well, because you don't like to do what I like to do in cars.
Who is this car aimed towards, though?
Well, yes, but I'm just giving the
I'm asking. That was a
alternative
question.
aimed to you.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm giving the alternative viewpoint. So, I mean, like I said, not necessarily a deal breaker. It just is. It's just not, gonna knock your socks off. And considering the price, which we'll get to later, it's in competition with some of the German rivals, like the Mercedes GLE and the BMW X5, both plug-in hybrids that are going to give you a little bit more of that, fun to drive experience, that more buttoned-down Germanic driving experience. The other downside that I'll mention here, because it has more to do with the drive than it does the interior, is the heads-up display. It's great, it's crystal clear, but as has been reported by many people reviewing modern Lexus infotainment, these touch-sensitive controls that appear in the heads-up display, it's annoying that they don't have a mirror in the gauge cluster, okay? So you have this giant 14-inch screen. You have this like 12.3, I think it's 12.3-inch gauge cluster, which is itself kind of boring. I wish Lexus would get away from the central kind of motif they've been doing forever and ever and ever and do something a little bit more stylistic. But in this heads-up display, yeah, you say everything looks lovely these days. Lovely is your new word. We should just call this channel Lovely Car Reviews.
That doesn't even make sense.
It actually kind of does. But the heads-up display is your only place where you can see what the steering wheel buttons are doing. And I don't necessarily have a problem with the interface. I have more of a problem that it's the only place where you can see what's happening. I wish that it was mirrored in the gauge cluster. So like when we trade off the car, for example, we have the seat in the same spot because I'm tall and you have long legs, but we would have the heads up display in 2 different spots. And so if you were the primary driver of this car, I wouldn't be able to see the heads up display very well, and then I would have trouble seeing what the steering wheel controls are doing. So I feel like that's kind of a stupid oversight. Like, that shouldn't be a problem. Like, no family member should get in this car and have that issue. And so I think that's something that you want to point out. Again, these aren't deal breaker things. This is a phenomenal car. This is a well-engineered car. It's a plug-in hybrid. It's arguably the best plug-in hybrid, depending on your priorities. I mean, again, you'd have to compare it.
PHEV?
Well, in this category, you'd have to compare it to the GLE and the BMW X5. I would say if I'm putting down my own money, I would take the more relaxed driving experience with that Lexus quality and reliability in the PHEV. I would rather drive the X5 PHEV because we had that a couple years ago. Check that out. We'll put the link in the description, and that thing is fantastic to drive. But German reliability, I'm probably going to spend my own money on this. So I'll
Lexus is much more reliable?
Lexus is the most reliable. I mean, Lexus is pretty much the undisputed king of reliability. So if we're buying this car because we're humble middle-class people who buy cars and don't lease them, then I'm probably going to spend my money on this and take the reliability as well as this super comfortable seat and the more relaxed driving experience, because as plug-in hybrids go, I'm probably going to bet on Toyota and Lexus.
Okay, so the inside of this car is beautiful. It feels...
Oh, I thought you were going to go with another lovely.
I don't need your sass. It feels lovely.
There you go.
that just happened too. It feels so luxurious. I love when you get into like a luxury car and it feels like, because sometimes I don't feel that always.
Remember the whole lean into the sun thing?
But the seats,
there you go.
Then it's like blinding me and burning my corneas.
Sacrifice for the
But just this cornea. The seats are really squishy, like in a good way. Like it's very, what was that car I liked, but the seat was so uncomfortable? Toyota something, but
the Sequoia. You love the Sequoia.
Yeah, but I didn't love the seat.
Right?
But this seat is just, I love it. It's
what
perfectly
if the Sequoia
cushy.
Had this seat?
Oh, then I would buy it 100%.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. This is what I want. I want this comfortable seat. Doesn't even have to have these fancy materials, but they're lovely. I mean, it's got suede on the seat. Is a leather and suede. There's suede on the door. Now, I will say it's looking a little like, I don't know, like wear and tear right here.
No.
You know, but like that's the part that touches that. But everything you touch, and there's like little, like there's like a little wood. I think this is like fake wood, but like touches
it's
here.
Probably supposed to be real. This is a Lexus.
Oh, do you think it's real?
Well, do we want to get to the price?
Well, it's like, okay, then it best be real. But it's like black. I don't know. It doesn't look really real.
That was a transition.
But all the.
Do you want to get to the price?
Oh, yeah. What's the price?
Hint.
What's the price? Let's get to it.
Almost $77,000.
Holy cow! 77?
Yep.
For a car?
It's a crossover.
It's not an SUV. You about to say that? It's not an SUV.
You keep calling it a car.
It's a fat car. It is a car. It's a fat car.
A RAV4. Is a RAV4 a fat car?
No, but this is fatter than a RAV4.
How could this be fatter and be a car? That makes no sense.
Because cars. Oh, because the RAV4 is an SUV.
It's an SUV. Yeah, you're literally making.
It just looks like a car to me.
Well, because
it looks like a fat car.
Looking.
Yeah, I like it though. But the seat is so comfortable. All the things in here, you know, I do not like the gear shift.
Yes.
Like, I think it's cute and all. I just think drive and reverse need to be switched, and then I would like it. I love the giant screen. It's like giant screen.
14-inch.
Yeah, the dash is pretty. I mean, like everything that you touch, I like. If everything I touch feels nice, then I like it. Everything you touch feels really nice. The steering wheel, it has the thing here I don't like, but it is what it is.
The spoke.
Yeah, but the rest of it is very nice. And again, it drives like a beaut, and it looks like a beaut, and the seat is like hugging me.
Well, then check the back.
Yeah.
Your transition game is weak today.
Let's check the back.
You're weak on transitions today.
Let's check the back.
Yeah.
Is that good enough? It's
I mean,
literally burning my retinas off.
It's very bright today.
It is very bright today. But if I don't sit like this, you said you can't see me.
Yes,
so
you're in the
can you
shadow.
see me?
Yeah.
So this back seat, like holy cow, this is the first time I've sat back here. I would take a nap back here.
Yeah.
Like it is super comfortable. It's like one big fat like place to take a nap. It's
I'm not
lovely.
sure that's the intention, but
Well, if I'm a backseat passenger, I would love to be comfortable. It's a little tight, but now this seat is like motor, and this is further back than I would sit.
Yeah.
So this is like motor back.
to get out.
Right. I'm 5'9". I can sit. I mean, I can fit very comfortably, and it's just so cushy and comfortable. And all the like lovely materials from the front are back here too. Like this suede is just.
Yeah, and heated and cooled seats in the back. Too.
Of course, I would expect nothing less.
At
Lexus.
$77,000.
There's suede on the back of my seat. Like it is just everywhere. Everything you touch is lovely. It's got the really big panoramic sunroof, which is lovely. Pretty spacious back here.
Yeah.
I like it.
Not bad.
I like it. Oh, and it's got the peasant blockers like you love.
Yeah, there you go. You spoiled that.
Got to block all those peasants if I'm paying $77,000 for this car, huh?
For real.
And places for I forgot. My Stanley fits perfect up there.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
so you are out of practice.
But it was in the shot. It was in the shot, so you could see it.
Delete this review.
Don't do that. It's got cup holders here. It's got a middle thing. I'm trying to stay in the sun and show you my cup holders. It's like still plastic on this. It's never been used.
Well, it only had like 500 miles on it.
But that's got little cup holders back here. So cup holders here, cup holders on either side. It's got, what is this middle thing? A little middle compartment? A little secret compartment.
Yeah.
You can hide all your secret stuff in there.
Well, if you have 77 grand, you have secret things.
And then you can hide them in here.
All right, so the interior of this Lexus RX 450h Plus, this is a fully loaded example. So you have the Mark Levinson sound system. Don't zoom in on it this time. You'll see the bloopers at the end. Stick around for the bloopers.
Yeah.
You've got the suede accents, this sort of chocolate and black interior combo. Yeah, it looks fantastic. The materials feel, and this is something, I say this a lot about Lexus, okay? And Lexus knows this, I've said this at press events. The material quality sometimes doesn't translate on camera. Lexus interiors feel fantastic, okay? And this one
like you literally get in and it's just
yes, it just feels
like
good.
That's the first thing you notice.
Yeah,
is how
the
good
steering wheel leather
feels.
feels great. This seat is exceptionally comfortable. I love
like
this
I would
seat.
sit in that seat in my living room and watch TV.
Oh yeah, and I have a messed up back with scoliosis, and you can dial in just the right amount of lumbar. It's so comfortable, so fantastic. The center console leather feels so good. I mean, when people say like glove-like leather, I mean, this is what they're talking about. So Lexus material quality is top-notch. You get all of the options in this. Like I said, Mark Levinson, Pano sunroof, heated and cooled seats. You have the 14-inch infotainment with all of Lexus's, you can use your phone as a key and all that kind of stuff with the Lexus connected system and all that. It mirrors Apple CarPlay perfectly, never disconnects. You've got the gauge cluster. It's not my favorite in the world. Lexus is
classic.
Yeah, it looks classic, but maybe not in the best way. One of the things that I complain about this in Toyota Lexus is that like the little settings and warning lights and stuff are just sort of scattered all over the gauge cluster. I think something a little bit cleaner and more cohesive would look nice. But overall, this is a fantastic place to be, and it's got all the options. Now, as you can see, I'm almost 6'6", okay? So I'm about 6'5.5". The seat is actually motored back further than I would have it. So if I turn it on here, okay, and you'll see kind of where the driving position is, and I've got plenty of room to go back even further if I would like, and I can lift the steering wheel higher if I would like, okay? So I've got, some additional adjustability. But what's important is, can someone my height fit behind myself? Because that sort of, to me, the measure of like with a tall family like ours, how spacious is a vehicle really? So
you do know that a very small percent of the population is 6'6", sitting behind 6'6".
Well, okay, so people
do you ever wonder, do people think this is like a dumb little bit?
So
because
people,
this literally never happened.
No. People say this in the comments sometimes.
Okay.
You get the occasional comment of someone going, I'm super tall too, and I appreciate it because I don't know if I can fit in a car. But then we also get comments from people that are like, but who does that even affect? Here's why we do it. Because if we can fit our family into a car, anyone can fit their family into a car. So I literally had a guy the other day at the Mazda CX-30 review, and he's like, bro, you're exaggerating how tight the rear seat is. And I'm like, yes, I am, because I'm super tall. So a super tall person can't sit behind themselves in the Mazda CX-30. So like, that's what we're trying to show you is if you have a tall family or a normal size family, how much room can you expect in a vehicle that you might be interested in? So let's check it out.
Engine's getting picked up on the...
Oh, yeah.
Because you turned the car on.
Okay, so first of all, sun is not burning out my
Yes, it
corneas or
is.
retinas
Yes,
or
it
whatever
is.
it is you said.
I said both.
This seat's actually worse though. It is kind of like
I told
going
you.
directly into
Do you
your
feel
face.
your face getting high?
Yeah, actually, yeah. We live in Atlanta. If you're new to the channel, we live in Atlanta, and today is sort of becoming an Atlanta almost winter spring day. It's about 60 degrees in February, so that's
but
nice.
the sun is.
But the sun is very bright.
Intense.
So you can see here, knee room. Okay, knee room is solid. I've got plenty of space for my knees. I'm sitting sitting behind myself where the seat would be for me and you, because you have long legs.
You look funny leaned up, but
well,
lean,
I know.
Lean back,
I'm
back
going to
so they
show
see.
you, okay, here's the problem leaning back. And I've noticed this in some vehicles recently, especially ones with sloping roof lines, like the Toyota Crown. We love the Toyota Crown, but this was an issue. When I lean back, my
Your
head
head
gets very close to the pano sunroof. So like my head space right here, because the bench seat is elevated, so I have a nice view out, it's very comfortable, but it's cutting my headroom short right here. So tall people, you can sit legroom wise, but you're gonna be a little cramped. I'm about even distribution, leg to torso, right? So like, well,
So
you know, some
random.
people have like long legs, some people have like long torsos. And Michael Phelps would not be able to sit back here. He's all torso. So, you know, Michael Phelps,
The chances-
if
the
you're
chances of
watching,
him sitting in the
Michael,
back
if
of
you're
our car are
watching,
really slim.
Michael, the Lexus RX, don't sit in the back seat, okay, if you're watching, Michael. But this space is fine. I got my heated and cooled seats. I can also motor the seat forward and back here using these buttons on the passenger seat, which is a nice touch. Although Hyundai and Kia give you the USB charging port on the back of the seat. I think other brands should copy that too. But you're right, this seat is incredibly
Yeah, you could lay down
comfortable.
and take a nap, couldn't you?
And you already stole my thunder, but peasant walkers. So summing up the Lexus RX 450h Plus, I feel like that name is
like a
absolutely
lot.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
They should just call it the Lexus RX PHEV or something like that. This is a fantastic plug-in hybrid vehicle, and the luxury quotient at almost $77,000. It does feel appropriately luxurious. The infotainment screen is massive and works very well. Toyota and Lexus's new infotainment system is fan-freaking-tastic. The EV range is some of the best in this class. The ride is serene, it's quiet inside, and you hope to have that Lexus long-term reliability. Does that mean it's worth the better part of $77,000? I think the sticker on this one was $76,700 if I remember correctly. That would have to be up to you. I do think that is a very high price, a very high price. Are you getting a lot for that? Yes, but what it's doing is it's vaulting it up into that Lexus TX kind of range. And for
What
a
is
tall,
that?
so the Lexus TX is their full-size three-row
Oh.
crossover. That's their big three-row crossover. For a family like ours that's tall, that likes to road trip, at this price range, we might be swayed more up into the Lexus TX. Now, the good thing for Lexus is that's a win-win. If you don't need the size and space of the TX and you prioritize the plug-in hybrid efficiency in that EV range, then to me, this is a no-brainer, right? If you want to stay within that Lexus brand. For us, looking at the TX regular hybrid, maybe not the plug-in one, but the regular hybrid to kind of keep that price comparison, you know, the price parity, that would make more sense for us because we are tall and we do road trip a lot. So really, it would be up to you, but I think this represents a very logical, now that Lexus has the TX and they have the GX coming out for the trucky kind of style, I think the sort of Lexus hierarchy of SUVs makes a lot of sense. In some ways, more sense than the Germans. Your main competition, as I said before, is going to be that Mercedes GLE plug-in and the BMW X5 plug-in. For me, from a driving standpoint, like I said, that BMW plug-in hybrid is pretty epic, especially with that M package. Oof, that thing is just amazing with that. Looks cool, drives amazing. It's just fantastic. But for my money and long-term ownership, if I'm not leasing, I'm probably going to end up in one of these if I want a luxury plug-in hybrid that's not gigantic.
So for the Megan mantra, Megan moment, Megan whatever, I am gonna give the exterior a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Maybe 9.5. I think it's beautiful.
Okay.
The back end is a little not my favorite. Like I would make a few tweaks to the back end, but like the front end is perfect. The sides are perfect. I love the wheels.
The nori green.
The nori green is perfect. I love the grill. Definitely 9.5 out of 10. The interior, I'm going like, okay, but is this where I take off for the drive shift?
I mean, it's your rating system.
No, I'm gonna take that in drive. So, okay, so no, interior is just what I look and what I touch. I'm going 9.8.
Wow.
0.2 because of the spoke that I don't like on the steering
Oh
wheel.
my God.
And well, it can't be perfect with that. Just can't be perfect for me.
Okay.
But I love everything else. Everything you touch is like, I love it. And the suede is beautiful. I
Yeah,
love
the
it.
quality of the materials is great.
For the drive, I'm gonna go like a 9.1.
And that's the gear shift?
The gear shift is like 0.5, and then 0.4 because it's a little bouncy when
Okay.
you're driving, and that's it. But so 9.1. So overall, we're going like I mean, I would have to average those numbers together. I don't honestly remember what all the numbers were, so that's harder for me to do. But I'm going to a solid like 9.4. This is a lovely PHEV, a lovely PHEV hybrid. No, crossover. What's the word I'm looking for?
Crossover.
It is a hybrid, but it's a PHEV.
a hybrid crossover.
It's a lovely PHEV hybrid crossover 450RX.
Should we incorporate a value rating?
$8
though?
billion.
Yeah, maybe that you should have a value rating.
So for value, I mean, but you said Lexuses are very Lexuses are very reliable.
Yeah.
Like how many miles could you drive in this car?
Oh, like a billion.
A billion miles. So if we were to do that math, a billion miles divided by the $77,000 you're going to pay for it, it's really a great deal per mile, right?
Yeah, but you can get into this in the 50s.
Oh, you can't.
You just can't
without
get
all
the
the
fancy, PHEV stuff and all that. But the regular RX starts
okay.
in the 50s.
Oh, that's not okay. At the 50s, I get that. So the PHEV adds more money, obviously.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So
this is a fully
value.
loaded PHEV.
Let's go 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think that's. I mean, it's a great car.
And the
it's
Germans
very reliable.
are extremely expensive too, so it's sort of in line.
Okay, so that makes sense. So there you go. New rating system.
Are we liking and
So,
subscribing or not?
I was getting there. I'm
Okay.
trying to like
Eventually getting there.
let the people eventually. So if you liked the review and watching me burn my corneas off, and
Wow, that got violent.
well, it's been happening the whole video because you keep making me lean out of the car and I'm burning my face off. Then please like, subscribe, ring the bell. I don't even really know what that means, but just do it and keep coming back for more. Oh, fuzz on me. Okay. Are you going to delete that part?
Maybe.
Okay.
Remember to lean out.
Oh.
Burn up so you can burn your retinas
Yeah.
just as well as me.
It's not that bad. It's really just, normal bright. Like it's just kind of bright. Someone's being overly dramatic with the whole
That
burning
is-
the retinas.
Well, then you're not coming out. You're not leaned out far enough.
I'm 100% leaned out far enough because you can
You look
see
a
me
little
on
weird, though.
screen. Well, how do I look weird?
Like your face is bright, but then like the edges of your face and your head.
Oh,
are-
well, yeah, it's the shadows. Filming in the middle of the day. This is probably all in the bloopers as well. Well, yeah, but is it reacquired?
Reacquired.
Yeah, like I'm in
Readjusted?
focus.
I mean, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, let's not do extreme close-ups of the details anymore.
You're an extreme close-up.
Let's leave the filmmaking to the people that know how to operate a
I
camera.
just thought maybe I could be artistic.
No, there's nothing artistic in you, math
Do you-
teacher. Don't have an
Don't you
artistic
appreciate my efforts?
bone in your body.
Don't you appreciate my efforts?
Yeah, you get a participation trophy
Hey,
for.
I can play piano. That's artistic.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, like chopsticks.
I took piano for 10 years, my
Okay,
friend.
Let's start over.
All right.